So we have two of our former student athletes here, Bryon, Koepke, and Darryl Griffin from class of 1990. Played on the 1990 state championship team, 1991 graduates. You guys reflect back on your experience for a little bit when you guys were student athletes here.
I can just say, from a person who actually grew up in this neighborhood, that always wanted the opportunity to come to Mount Carmel, whose mom worked 2 jobs to actually get me in here, who actually walked on the freshman football team, was the last person that actually received equipment. How blessed you are to have an opportunity to play for such a storied program. The motto is, you came to Carmel as a boy, and if you're willing to struggle and work hard at it, you'll leave as a man. I can honestly say that that motto rings true in my heart. It rings true in Bryon's. I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt, what's being taught here has been taught for generations before you. And when you reflect on it 20 or 30, 40 years later, you'll realize just how much of a seed has been planted that will actually change the trajectory of your entire life. Football is more than just a game. Football teaches you about life. It teaches you about learning how to coexist. We couldn't be any more different. Yet, football bonded us to the point where when we left here, we promised each other that we would go to college together. And it ended that way when we both signed to full scholarships at Vanderbilt University. And I'm actually in tears because as I think about it, choking up. Because I remember Coach Mark Carmen working with me one-on-ones after practice, teaching me route trees when I never played organized football until my freshman year in high school. Never knew how to put on my shoulder pads. In fact, put them on backwards the first time they were given to me. So that just shows you that you can come from one place and end up somewhere else, where we started as freshmen undefeated, sophomores undefeated, state champions, juniors, we lost to Rita, seniors undefeated, state champions, and we smashed Rita in the last game they ever played in their old stadium. That's what this is all about.
Yeah, I would echo that, but I would just also say, don't forget that you're part of a community. You're young, so you really don't think about it at this point, but someday when you're down the road 25, 26 years out of high school, you're going to come back, you're going to be doing the same thing, and you're going to be reminiscing about every time you walked down the hall and what you did. Coming in, I came, just like many of you, from a neighborhood where I passed a lot of schools in the car and then ultimately on the train to come here, and it was a huge sacrifice. And it is just like the motto, you struggled. And I would advise and I would hope that every one of you remembers that every day you come here, it's an investment in your future.
Yeah.
You are struggling to come here. You are struggling and sacrificing, just like your parents are struggling and sacrificing for you to come here. Make the most out of every day that you're here, because that really does pave your future. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about my days at Mount Carmel, and that's God's honest truth.
Yeah.
Everything that I have is started here. It started here with all the seeds of effort. I mean, this place is amazing to see how this place has grown. When we first came here, it was it was nothing. We used to have to dodge bottles on the practice field just to get a practice in.
Walk over to Jackson Park.
Yeah, and I mean, and it's amazing, and it's beautiful what's grown here.
Yeah.
But on the same token, embrace the struggle, because that's what makes this place a difference maker from all the other schools. All the other schools, you have kids who they're just jumping out of their backyard and into the school. You have to travel. You have to put time and effort to come here, and that's a lot. So
time well spent.
Don't cheapen it. Yeah. Every day you're here, make the most of it. Make the most of it, because again, it's an investment, and it's a commitment that a lot of other kids aren't giving. But when you look down the road, when you're 26 years out of here, I promise you'll be so proud of the fact that you did. But make the most out of every day. Yeah. It's just like in football. They always say, play every play like it's your last, because it could be. Make every day here count, because it is a seed. The friendships you have here, the community, the brotherhood, it really is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I unfortunately don't live here.
Yeah.
I wish I could send my kids back here, and if I could find a way to relocate just to be able to send my boys to Carmel, I will do that. That's how significant this experience is. So I would just say, you know, make the most and appreciate everything you have, from your parents sending you here to the coaches to the teachers, spending and giving you all their time, because they struggle and they sacrifice just as you do to come here.
Yeah. And beyond a shadow of a doubt, when it's all said and done, regardless of where life takes you, this is always present. I always tell people, I'm nothing without Carmel, and we are always MC.
Absolutely.